All right, so let's get started with this. Share the screen. I'll be sharing this. We'll go from there. All right. So 36 x to the sixth power over 27 x to the fourth power. You're just gonna cancel out the 36 and 27. 9 goes to the both, right? So it'll be 4 over 3, right? And then you have 6 up here, you have 4 down here. 2 of them are left behind on the numerator, so it'll be x squared. That's it. Give it that one. All right. What people tend to do is for letter B, they tend to do the same thing. They tend to cross out the 72 and the 40, they cross out the ends. And again, you cannot do that, right? Okay, because again, this is a quantity here. This is a quantity. All right. So they're kind of loyal to each other. The only way you could simplify is if you factor. All right. So what number goes into 72 and 8? It's 8, right? And then you have 9 n plus 1, right? And then what? Over what number goes into 40 and 72? That's also 8. Is that 8 too? And what's left over is 5n plus 9, right? Parentheses. Now you can cancel the 8s because you're multiplying this and this. So you cancel out the 8. So what's left over is 9n plus 1 over 5n plus 9. Okay, and that's your answer. Cool. Okay. Letter number 2. Let's factor each portion out. So it'll be, just gonna kind of skip this. I'm just gonna go right to it. X plus 5 and then x minus 2, I believe, over x minus 5, x minus 3 times x plus 3, x plus 2 over x plus 2, x plus 2. Okay, and just simply cancel out whatever you can. I think that's it, right? That's all you can cancel. You can't cancel anything else out. So the final answer is just x plus 5, x minus 2, x plus 3, all over x minus 5, x minus 3, x plus 2. Just leave it like that, that's fine. Some teachers may ask you to FOIL everything out. Okay. For right now, this is good with me, at least with these level 1 questions. All right. Letter B. You have x squared plus 1. Be careful because again, this is not the difference of squares. Okay, it's the sum of squares. So you can't factor this part out. This is x plus 1 times, I'm going to flip over the fraction. And then it's going to be x squared plus 3x plus 2 over 3x squared plus 3. So I just flipped it over for now. And let's factor each one of these if we can, okay? So this one stays the same. This stays the same. This you can factor out to x plus 2, x plus 1. And this you can factor out the 3, so it'll be x squared plus 1. Then we can start canceling these two right here, this and this, right? And we cancel this and this. So what's left over is just x plus 2 over 3. Cool. And if I make a mistake, let me know. I tend to wander off, just like some of you, I'm like that too. So this is good. This is good. All right. Next problem, next page. Number 3, we're adding. Hoping the adding is pretty straightforward because they gave the same denominator, right? So all we're doing is just combining like terms. So it'll be 7y minus 6 all over 4y squared plus 11y plus 6. You may have to factor, I mean, if this could be a factoring problem, but you know, they're not factorable, so, or there's nothing to simplify, so you're good. Okay. Here's a minus sign. I just want to make sure that you guys distribute it properly before you combine fractions. So it'll be 3x plus 7 on the bottom, and then it'll be 5x plus 3 minus 2x minus 5. So 5x minus 2x is 3x. 3 minus 5 is -2, and that's all you could do here. Okay, you cannot simplify, you cannot break or cross out the 3x and both the 3x on top and bottom. All right. Number 4, you could cross out that A right there. It was supposed to be a part A, but I decided just to make it one question. Pump A can unload the mobile gas from a ship in 30 hours. Pump B can do it in 24 hours. They want to do it faster, they want to work it together. So this is a combined rates problem. So this is 1/30, right, plus 1/24. Why? Because in 1 hour, this person could do it 1/30th of the job. This person could do 1/24th of the job, equals 1/x. And remember, x is the combined rate. Okay. Multiply both sides by x. So you get x/30 plus x/24 is equal to 1. Find the common denominator. Anybody know what the common denominator is? Good job. So this is 4x because 3 times 4 is 120. 30 times 4 is 120. This is 5x because 24 times 5 is 120 equals 1. This is going to be 9x over 120 is equal to 1. Cross multiply or just multiply the 120 on both sides would be 9x is equal to 120. Divide both sides by 9. X is equal to 13 1/3. Thank you. Now, no one ever says, you know, like it is 9 1/3 o'clock, right? So what's 1/3 of an hour? Yeah, so it'll be 13 hours and 20 minutes. Right? So make sure you convert, if it's a time thing, make sure you convert the fraction into minutes. All right, and go from there. Okay. Cool. All right, that's number 4. I did it for number 4. All right, number 5, pipes A and B. So it's a little bit different. I think we did this problem together. Remember, this is 1/8 plus 1/12 equals 1/x, right? But in this case here, remember pipe B starts 2 hours later, right? So if this is going to be, you multiply the x just like we did the last problem. But what we're going to do is we're going to subtract the 2 here because this is starting 2 hours later. But a common denominator, the common denominator is 24. So this will be 3x. This we'll add to multiply a 2 to this, so it'll be 2x minus 4 is equal to 1. Combine like terms, so it'll be 5x minus 4 over 24 is equal to 1. All right. Multiply both sides by 24. So it'll be what? 5x minus 4 is equal to 24. Add the 4 to both sides. 5x is equal to 28. Divide both sides by 5. X is equal to 5 3/5. Right? Did I do everything correctly here? Thank you. 3/5 of an hour. 1/5 of an hour is what? 12 minutes. So 3/5 would be 36. So it'll be 5:36 PM when they are done. Cool. Right. Obviously, like this isn't accurate like all the time, right? There's other variables when you work together too, like like if you like mow the lawn, yeah, theoretically speaking, when you combine rates, it's supposed to be faster, but some things when you work together, it takes longer, right? So, but this is very theoretical and abstract. Right? All right. Fully simplify the expression here, number 6a. It'll be what? 9 over x minus, I'm gonna get the common denominator to be x squared over x. That's equal to 9 minus x squared all over x. Any questions on that? It shouldn't be too bad, right? Because again, you're getting common denominator for that top fraction or the top expression. Okay, and then here it's what? X squared over 3 plus, and then it'd be 3x over 3, right? That equals x squared plus 3x over 3. Is this correct? We're good? So now we divide them. So it'll be 9 minus x squared over x times 3 over x squared plus 3x, right? Because I flip over the second fraction. Keep in mind also that this portion right here, I want to put the variable in front. So this is what? Negative x squared plus 9. Factor out the -1, so this becomes x squared minus 9. Now what does this become? This is the difference of squares. So that is now -1, and then x plus 3, x minus 3. Okay, so cross this all out because this is what we're looking for here. Let me rewrite this actually. It'd be -1, x plus 3, x minus 3 over x times 3 over, and then let's take out the x, it'll be x and then x plus 3. Cross out the x plus 3's here. I think that's it. That's all we could do. So it'll be -3 and then x minus 3 all over x squared. I believe that's the answer. You can't do anything more. Cool. Okay. Go with this problem right here. I'm gonna rewrite this because I'm running out of space on this side. So it'll be x over, or 5 over x squared minus 1 over 5 all over x over 5 plus 1. Can you guys verify if I wrote this problem correctly? Did I write this correctly? That's good. Okay, thank you. So this right here is common denominator. So this side needs a 5. This side needs an x squared. So it'll be 25 over x, let's see, 5x squared minus x squared over 5x squared. You put this together, this is going to be 25 minus x squared over 5x squared. All right. And then on the bottom, it's This side needs nothing. This side needs a 5, right? It'll be 5 and 5. Sorry, I should erase this. Okay. So there's going to be x over 5 plus 5 over 5, which is equal to x plus 5 over 5. After that, you divide them. When you divide, you flip over the second fraction. So it will be 25 minus x squared over 5x squared times 5 over x plus 5. You look at this problem, right? This part right here, you'll realize that this is -1 and then x minus 5, x plus 5. I just kind of skipped those steps right there. You put it in blue now. So now you can cross these out here. We cross out the 5 here. This equals -1 and then x minus 5 over x squared. That's your final answer. You could also write it like -x plus 5 over x squared. That's it. Cool. All right. Yes.
If you make the common denominator 5x squared on the bottom section 2, if you write the problem, would that be okay?
Yeah. As long as you get it to the wait, geez, in the original problem.
Yeah, like on the bottom. I also made the common denominator 5x squared on the bottom just one.
Oh yeah. It's as long as you get. I mean, so you did 5x squared just so you could cancel it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's fine.
Okay.
It'll come out the same answer because then you still have the 2x squared left over. Perfect. Yeah. I get what that's smart. Okay. Here we go. Almost there. All right, number 7. Number 7 is here. I didn't strategically write this well. Okay, so this is going to be 3 minus 3 over x minus 7. So 3 minus 3 over x minus 7 is equal to x. Is that correct? Okay. Again, there's a few different ways of solving this. I would just get the common denominator, x minus 7 over x minus 7. So this is what? 3x minus 21 minus 3 all over x minus 7 is equal to x. So this is what? 3x minus 24 over x minus 7 is equal to x. Multiply both sides by x minus 7. Cross this out. 3x minus 24 is equal to x squared minus 7x. Subtract the 3x to both sides. Add the 24 to both sides. Why am I doing that? Because again, I want a quadratic, right? And so you want to make it equal to 0. So it'd be x squared minus 10x plus 24 is equal to 0. X method here, 24 and -10. So it'll be -6 and -4. Right? So x minus 6, x minus 4. And so x is equal to 6 and x is equal to 4. Also keep in mind too that if you get an answer where it makes the denominator equal to 0, okay, those are roots that you can't, those aren't going to be a solution. Okay, so if it was like x equals 7 in this case right here, and you know how 7 minus 7 is 0, if it made a denominator 0, that would be undefined, right? And so just be careful of that. So anything that makes the denominator 0, don't include that in the answer. Cool. All right. All right, let's move to this side here. We have 7 over x plus 7 plus 3x over x minus 7 is equal to 2x plus 7 all over x minus 7. Common denominators here. So this will be, this needs an x minus 7, this needs an x minus 7, this needs an x plus 7, x plus 7, and this needs an x plus 7 as well. And again, once you get the common denominators, you just make the numerators equal to each other. Just use the numerator and you're good. So let's just focus on this. It'll be 7x minus 49. Focus on this will be 3x squared plus 21x is equal to, FOIL this out, it'll be 2x squared plus 14x plus 7x plus 49. All right. Now you want to kind of combine, yes.
Shouldn't that be x minus 7?
X minus 7. Which one? The last part?
Yeah.
Or is it, did I copy down row?
Copy it right, but we're multiplying x minus 7 by x plus 7.
No, I'm multiplying. So this I'm kind of ignoring. I'm ignoring everything here. I'm just multiplying this top part right here.
Oh.
2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 14x, 7x, and yeah. So again, once I get the common denominator, I don't need to, I can kind of ignore the denominator, right, altogether, and just use the numerator to solve for x. Okay, let's combine like terms. So it'll be 3x squared plus 28x minus 49 is equal to 2x squared plus 21x plus 49. Subtract the 2x squared to both sides here. Let's move everything to the left because I want to keep the x squared positive. Subtract the 21x and then subtract the 49. Cancel, cancel, cancel. So this is x squared minus or plus 7x minus 98 is equal to 0. Factor this out. I believe it's 14 and no, is it 14 and 7? Is that right? I did this yesterday, but I forget. Is it 14 times 7? Yeah, okay, so 14 and negative 7, right? Because that's negative 98 and 7. By the way, Alexis, I know you're coming from a different place. This is how we factor. I factor to the using the X method, but there's Fox method. There's all the, use whatever method you want. Okay, I'm not like, you know, a stickler for that. Okay, so then and then this is x plus 14, x minus 7 is equal to 0. So x is equal to negative 14 and x is equal to 7. However, remember, look at 7. Why? Because it makes, you see this minus 7. If I plug in 7 into the denominator, it would make it 0, right? And if it makes it 0, it's undefined. So this wouldn't be one of the solutions. So it would be this. Okay. Cool. All right. Any questions? We're good. All right. I feel much better now. I'm like, I'm on a roll here. All right. Number Number 8 is also on the board. I just left it up there, but let me explain it and then you guys can look at this in a little bit, okay? All right, so a family, this is I know it says mules on your paper too, but it's miles. Okay, so a family drove 1,080 miles to their vacation lodge. Because of increased traffic density, the average speed on the return trip was decreased by 6 miles per hour, and the trip took 2.5 hours longer. Determine the average speed on the way to the lodge here. Okay. All right. So remember that formula. Distance is equal to rate times time. Correct? All right. And let's make R equal to the rate going to the vacation lodge. Okay, VL stands for vacation lodge. Let T equal the time going to vacation lodge. The distance is one way to vacation lodge. I just put vacation lodge. Sorry, I put VA. Everybody clear on that? So these are the, remember always to find the variables. Okay, so we know that the distance is 1080 going both ways, going one way, right? 1080 is one way, another 1080 going back, right? Okay, so the first equation would be 1080 is equal to R times T. Now the problem is the return trip, right? The return trip coming back. There's traffic. There's a lot of traffic. So while there is the same distance of 1080, what happens to the rate? The rate goes down by 6. The average rate goes down by 6. And the time, what, increases by 2.5 hours. Any questions on that? That's the hardest part. Setting up everything. Once you set up everything, it's pretty, I mean, not straightforward, but it's pretty much applying what we just did for these equations. Okay, so what we're going to do is we isolated T, all right, and then we'll eventually find the R, but I think isolating T for some reason will work better here. So here is isolating T. So what I'm going to do is T is equal to 1080 over R. Let's treat this like a system of equations. Remember that from Algebra 1, the systems of equations. You had to do like the elimination method, the substitution method. You had 2 lines in one graph. It's kind of the same thing here. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this with this T right here. So what ends up happening is it's 1080 equals R minus 6 times 1080 over R plus 2.5. All right. And so what happens here is we distribute, or sorry, FOIL. So it'll be 1080 is equal to, the R's cancel out, so it'll just be 1080. R times 2.5 is plus 2.5 R. This is a minus 6, right? Yeah, minus 6. So minus 6 times this. What's 6 times 1080? 6 times 1080 is 6480. So it'll be minus 6480 over R plus or minus 6 times 2.5 is 15. All right, let's combine like terms and do all that stuff. First of all, we can kind of cancel the 1080s right off the bat. That makes it a lot easier, right? So 0 is equal to, subtract the 1080 and we cancel those out, be 22.5 R minus 6480 over R minus 15. You could add the 15 to the other side and then do it that way, but let's just multiply everything by R to get rid of the denominator here. Let's multiply by R, and it's 0 is equal to 2.5 R squared minus 6480 minus 15 R. Okay. Let's rearrange this so that we could get a quadratic out of this. It'll be 2.5 R squared minus 15 R minus 6480 equals 0. So this is in standard form. Let's take out let's take out a 2.5. It'll be R squared minus 6R, I believe, right? And then minus 6480 divided by 2.5 is 2592. Let's factor this out here. If you factor it out, I believe, what did I get over there? It's 48 and 54. 48 times 54 is 2592. So it would be 48 and 54. The minus goes with the 54. And the 48 is positive because you need to get a negative 2592 up here. You need to get negative 6. So our two answers are going to be what? R plus 48 and R minus 54. Make them equal to 0. R is equal to negative 48. R is equal to 54. So we can't go negative 48 miles per hour. So it has to be 54. Okay, so the original rate is 54, which means that what? The time we use this equation up here. T is equal to 1080 over 54. 1080 divided by 54 is 20. So let's put this all together. It took them 20 hours to get there originally, and they went at an average rate of 54 miles per hour. On the way back, it took them 22 and a half hours, and what? They went 48 miles per hour, right? Because you subtracted by 6. All right. Cool.